Have you ever heard a story that sounds completely impossible, yet you can't help but wonder, what if? Imagine being in two places at the exact same time, not just in your thoughts, but your actual presence. For centuries, stories of this incredible phenomenon, known as bilocation, have been whispered in monasteries and sacred texts. Mystics, saints, and monks have reportedly appeared in distant locations, offering comfort or guidance, all while their physical bodies remained still, deep in prayer or meditation, miles away. Think about it. A person seen in one town, and at the very same moment seen and spoken to in another. It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, right? But these aren't just modern tales. The first hints come from the ancient world. In early Christian writings, the Apostle Paul described a profound spiritual experience, being caught up into the third heaven, and he himself was unsure whether it was in the body or out of the body. This idea that consciousness can separate from its physical shell has echoed through history. Fast forward a couple of thousand years to a more recent and famous example, St. Padre Pio. During the World Wars, countless soldiers reported seeing him on the battlefields, blessing them and offering protection. But here's the twist. Records and witnesses confirmed that Padre Pio never once left his monastery in Italy during that time. How could he be in the war-torn fields of Europe and in his quiet prayer cell simultaneously? This is the central mystery of bilocation. And it's not just a Western phenomenon. In the East, yogis and Tibetan monks have long spoken of similar abilities. Through intense meditation and mastery of the mind, they describe the power to create what's called an emanation body, a subtle duplicate of themselves, made not of flesh and blood, but of pure light or mind energy. These traditions, though separated by thousands of miles and different cultures, all point to the same radical idea. The self, our consciousness, is not strictly bound by the physical body. It can transcend space and time. Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds fascinating, but where's the proof? How could this possibly be real? Modern science, especially with its materialist worldview, naturally struggles with claims like these. From a purely biological perspective, we are our bodies. We are confined to this one physical form, in this one location. To suggest otherwise seems to defy the fundamental laws of nature. But what if those laws are not as rigid as we once thought? This is where things get really interesting. In the last century, quantum physics has completely shattered our classical understanding of reality. It's revealed a world that is far stranger, more fluid, and more interconnected than we ever dared to imagine. One of the most mind-bending discoveries is quantum entanglement. Picture two tiny particles that are linked. When you observe one and it changes its state, the other one, its entangled twin, changes instantly, no matter how far apart they are. It could be across the room or across the galaxy. The connection is instantaneous. Albert Einstein famously called this spooky action at a distance, because it seemed to violate the cosmic speed limit, the speed of light. Yet experiment after experiment has proven it's real. This spooky interconnectedness has led some pioneering scientists like Dean Radin and Rupert Sheldrake to propose a revolutionary idea. What if consciousness itself operates in a similar, non-local way? What if our mind isn't just the product of chemical reactions trapped inside our skull? What if it exists as a field that extends beyond our bodies, capable of interacting with the world at a distance? If that's true, then suddenly, bilocation doesn't sound so much like a supernatural miracle. It starts to sound like a natural, though perhaps forgotten ability of consciousness itself. It wouldn't be breaking the laws of physics. It would be operating on a deeper, more fundamental law that we're only just beginning to understand. Think about other phenomena that hint at this non-local nature of the mind. Experiments in remote viewing, where people accurately describe distant locations they've never seen. the uncanny accuracy of certain psychic perceptions, the profound and transformative near-death experiences where people report floating above their own bodies, observing events with perfect clarity. All of these point to the same conclusion. The mind can access information and perhaps even project awareness beyond its physical boundaries. So let's connect the dots back to the mystic in deep meditation. What happens in that state of profound stillness? The constant chatter of the ego dissolves. The sense of a separate, isolated self begins to fade, and a feeling of expansive unity takes its place. Perhaps in that moment, consciousness doesn't just stay inside the head. It extends like a field, reaching out beyond the body and forming a second point of awareness in a distant location. In this state, two realities could overlap: the physical world and the energetic world. To a witness at that distant location, this projection of consciousness might be perceived as a physical presence, a second body, a luminous figure that can speak, move, and interact. They would swear they saw the person standing right there. Meanwhile, the mystic deep in their meditative state might just feel a sense of deep peace, completely unaware that a part of their very essence is manifesting somewhere else in the world, comforting a loved one or offering a blessing. Could this be the explanation for the ancient accounts of saints appearing to comfort the sick, or monks being seen teaching in two monasteries at once? Maybe what we call bilocation isn't about a physical body duplicating itself. Maybe it's a byproduct of consciousness moving through the universal quantum field, the very same field that connects every single atom in the cosmos. There's a concept in physics and philosophy called the holographic principle. It suggests that, like a hologram, every part of the universe contains information about the whole. If reality is truly holographic, then every part contains the whole. Your mind, my mind, the stars above, every heartbeat on this planet, all are just different reflections of one single infinite field of consciousness. From that perspective, appearing in two places at once isn't impossible at all. It's a natural expression of unity. The mystic isn't traveling from point A to point B in the way we normally think of it. They are simply shifting their awareness, and the holographic universe responds, reflecting that awareness in a new location. What modern science is beginning to call quantum non-locality, the ancients simply called the spirit's freedom. Both are describing the same fundamental truth, that consciousness is not confined by walls, by distance, or even by death. So maybe the gift of bilocation isn't a miracle meant to defy reason and logic. Perhaps it's a profound reminder of what we truly are. Not just biological machines, but infinite beings, capable of touching multiple worlds with a single focused thought. The real mystery, then, isn't how we could possibly appear in two places at once. It's how we ever came to believe we were only in one. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the mysteries of consciousness. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the nature of reality. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious.